Hello chess fans, this is Craig Marr bringing you another edition of the stories behind the games. Today I'm going to continue where I left off with the Marr versus Jeremy Silman game. And I think we left off around bishop captures h3. So what I'm going to do for you guys is quickly go through the moves and then start analyzing the game from the point that we left off the last time. And I had white, and this game was played in 1996. It started out with d4, d6, c4, e5, knight f3, e4, knight d2, f5, e3, knight f6, knight c3, g6, bishop e2, bishop g7, h3, castles, queen c2. Now my idea here is not to castle on the king side, which could be a little bit dangerous, but to castle on the queen side and make it a double-edged game. This is a good move. So now I'm gaining my space with d5. Now we've got to develop the bishop, b3. Knight as an excellent outpost on e5. Bishop b2. Queen e7 is good. Castles, bishop d7, rook de1, de8, f4, en passant. Knight f7, putting pressure here. Bishop d3. Now f4. Now Jeremy is hoping, obviously, for me to play e4, knight h5, and white just has a bad game. So I captured. Queen takes rook check. Rook captures, and finally rook captures. Knight d1 is forced. And now bishop captures pawn. Now this is the position that we left off the last time. And now, what am I going to do here? Let's pause for just 1 second. Well, here I decided on bishop takes f6 here. And now bishop takes f6. Now why did I do this? The reason is because of my next move. Knight e4. So white goes from having kind of a passive position to getting all his pieces out. And that's the key to chess. Keep developing your pieces. The bishop occupies a nice outpost on d4. And now, this is really what I had in mind. Activation of the queen. Queen is very active, getting ready to attack the king. Now you notice that these pieces are looking a little weird, you know, really a little weird. The pieces down here are so weird that he has to worry about me somehow getting one of these pieces. But here I decided to start infiltrating up to e7 with the queen and beginning the kingside attack. Now notice that it's kind of hard for black to attack my king because I have so many pieces around my king that there's just not enough there to attack with. But over here, you know, there's not that much defending over there. So what I really want to do is get this bishop working, attacking light squares. It's a good idea to get all your pieces developed, especially the ones that are on the back rank. Now this is really the key move I wanted to get in, because I really want to loosen up the king's position, and to do that I have to get these pawns loosened up. So f5 is good. This is kind of risky by black. Now his king is exposed. Now it looks like I'm gonna lose a piece because this knight's hanging. But this is what I had intended a while back. Is now the knight is coming in with a very strong attack. Check. Okay, now I have to decide if I'm going to take this with capture the bishop or capture with the knight. I decided to capture with the knight because the knight is doing so much on this square that it becomes very dangerous for black's king at this time. Knight check is a threat. King goes to the corner, and I simply take the rook. Now Silman was getting into time trouble already. There's a fork. Check. Now you see that white is winning the exchange. So I take the rook. He captures back, and now white is up the exchange. So now this knight has to move, so I bring it up to a good square where it's hitting at the d pawn, and this is a weakness which I'm going to attack. Silman checked. And now Jeremy's getting into time trouble. Now blundered. King b2 isn't really very good, because now Silman can pin the bishop and get out of all his problems. Problem here is that Jeremy was in very serious time trouble, and that's why he made another error at this point. He checked me again. Now this is a real mistake, because now the king is fleeing to safety. Now Jeremy only had about 1 minute left on the clock, and he started making some very serious mistakes. It looks like to me that the best move is to just move the king back. And then now this is a problem. I have, nowhere to go with this thing. Here maybe, or here. But anyway, this is a lemon. This is a real lemon. Terrible move. And Jeremy spent about 30 seconds of his remaining minute on that move. Now this came quickly. I have only about a few minutes left myself, but I had a little bit more time than Jeremy did. Now Jeremy played this very quickly, and he's really on the defensive now. So now I'm going after the knight. Bishop f5 threatens a deadly pin. Jeremy had to play very quickly here, and now I just took this pawn, and I did it rather viciously and violently, making a noise, which really bothered and stirred Jeremy. At this point, Jeremy said quietly to me, "You know what? I'm down. That means you lose." But then I said some words that really bothered Jeremy. I said to him, "Does it matter?" And at that point, Jeremy got very mad. In fact, Jeremy almost got violent. He swept the pieces off the board and started calling me names which are unprintable in this video. The tournament director and I tried to calm Jeremy down, but for several minutes he was inconsolable and grumpy. And that is how my epic encounter with the great Jeremy Silman ended. Thanks a lot for viewing, and so long.